Alright, so this one, it did kind of skip through because it was done. It was the Kenji Murders Me playthrough. So I'm gonna go through it again. Um, so Emmy comes over, we're talking about the mural. Emmy leaves, I stay back, as it says there. I stay back because I like watching Rin paint and because I have nothing better to do. I sit on a box and pick up today's book from my bag. It's a story about three guys drinking beer for 2 weeks straight and doing little else. Rin moves from the spot that was in need of blue and starts slowly working on another. Her foot works the brush steadily against the plastered wall. Layers of paint on top of layers of paint. The mural slowly gains more form. I turn the pages at a leisurely pace. In this chapter, they are drinking beer at the protagonist's friend's place. In the previous ones, it had been the protagonist's own apartment. It's not a page-turner kind of book, a slice of someone's imaginary life that makes me wonder why it had to be written. Why, indeed, the reason for doing something creative. It's something incomprehensible, like why Rin does paintings. It feels like she and Emmy are the same, going squarely against their fates as if it's just out of spite. Rin even said something like that, do something you can't just because you can. Is that what she meant? Is that her reason? It might be Emmy's. She comes off as quite a headstrong person. Rin doesn't give off that kind of an air. Think about it, she doesn't give off any kind of air, or maybe a different kind every time I talk with her. Why did she say what she said? Why does she, or anyone at all, paint, or draw, or sculpt, or write? I've never had much of a creative impulse, so I don't think I can really understand it. It makes me feel hollow inside. What a grim thought. I can't really decide whether it's true or not either. Am I content being this way? I can't deny I'm feeling a bit envious of Rin, but I can't really consider it a flaw of any kind. I'm myself, she herself. Still, I do need to find something that could make me feel a little less lost about myself instead of just drowning myself in these books as I did in the hospital. I can't help but feel disoriented. The new school, lifestyle, and people around me contribute heavily to this sensation. I'm trying my best to fit into existing social circles, and most of the people I've met have been really nice. It still feels like I'm an outsider, though, like I don't belong. I shake the feeling off, realizing that I'm spacing out. I have neither turned a page of the book nor done anything for Rin. She's trying to pour some paint from a big can, only using her feet, having not bothered to ask me. Or maybe she did and I didn't hear it. Either way, it looks very unstable. I quickly jump to help her, as it looks like she's about to spill the entire contents of the can all over the pavement. I take the can from her feet and pour some in the bowl. She doesn't say anything, and neither do I. I catch a glimpse of her eyes, looking. Oh, I had a sharp. I'm always playing with something in my hands, and yes, that sounds very, very, very sexual. But I have just like a Sharpie. I don't know. I'm just kind of flicking around, and then I dropped it. She doesn't say. I catch a glimpse of her eyes, looking silently at me from under her unkempt bangs. It's an unreadable expression, a perfect poker face, mixed with a hint of something like a mild surprise. I wonder what she is thinking. Maybe she is wondering about what I'm thinking. Maybe nothing. A penny for your thoughts. Do you have any pennies with you? I don't think I do. Then I don't think I will tell. I'm not thinking anything either, so you're in luck. Except now I just did. She frowns, looking very unsatisfied. It's hard to not think about anything, but it's important. But to ask why it's important when some old guy walks up to us looking like he has some business with Rin. Good afternoon. How's it going? I can make it. Rin doesn't take her eyes off the wall and responds so naturally that I can only assume they know each other. I haven't seen the man before, so I naturally wonder who he might be. Maybe a teacher? His hair has faded to a silvery gray, so much so that it looks artificially dyed. I hope that's not the case. Small round glasses hang on the bridge of his nose, but it appears he's constantly looking over the lenses rather than through them. He's studying the mural intently over the said glasses. Good, good. What bold composition you have here. He moves to inspect the mural closer, talking to himself about it in a way that makes it obvious he wants us to hear it too. Very good indeed. I don't really know what to make of it, but Rin doesn't seem to care much. She's looking around her working space, the various bowls of different tones scattered all over. Hisao? A little more of this. Give me a second. I pour a 50-50 mix of the two paints in a bowl to create more of the same pale pink tone Rin was using to fill up the shape of a man's face. Rin watches me doing so, which makes me feel nervous somehow. Her face is so unassuming that it feels she's just waiting for me to do something wrong. The man turns to reckon me as well, looking surprised as if he noticed my presence only just now. Maybe he did. Why, hello there. Who might you be? I'm a transfer student to class 3-3. Hisao Nakai. I'm sorry, I briefly was considering if that could be said any other way. Nakai? Yeah, Nakai or Nikkei. I'm going with Nakai. Nice to meet you. Matao is class A. Well, I won't hold that against you. He laughs very loudly, obnoxiously loudly. A few small birds take flight from a nearby tree. I'm Shinichi Nomiya, the art teacher. So, this is the art teacher. In retrospect, should have guessed that much. He even looks like one as far as the first impressions go. How did you come to end up assisting my protege? I wish I knew. I did this one before, yeah, okay. So, the other one could have possibly gone the other way. I'm interested in the art club. I guess I'm a little interested in the art club. I blurted out, partially indifferently. What do you mean? Nothing specific. Wonder if I could come by sometime, even if just to observe or something. I've been thinking I should join some club or something, so it's in no way a premeditated move, but a vague sense of determination has really been building inside of me for this past week. I want to do something. I want to belong somewhere. It might as well be the art club, my shortcomings notwithstanding. The teacher seems pleased. Oh, you want to join? Well, we always welcome new people, of course. Club meetings are normal enough. We study various aspects of the fine arts and try our hands at them as well. Or feet. He gives an embarrassed cough, but Rin doesn't seem to mind. I take a small amount of comfort from the fact that I'm not the only one with vocabulary difficulties in this school. Nomiya rebounds from his fox pass of theoretically checking the time from his huge gleaming pocket watch and slaps his forehead even more theoretically. Okay. Oh, theater. Theatrically. There we go. I really must take my leave, but if you have questions, I'm sure Tezuka can clarify. Somehow mentioning clarify and Rin in the same sentence doesn't feel right. However, I don't say as much as to the teacher, since he seems to be in a hurry. Tezuka, please. I'm pleased to see what the little project is going little project's going so well. I just stopped by to remind you not to run off by yourself tomorrow. I've invited certain people to the festival for you. I'm sure they'd like to meet you as well. I hope I'll see you on Monday then, Nakai. The teacher leaves and we are left by ourselves again. Rin is still painting as if nothing notable happened. Since nothing in fact did, I am left wondering what on earth is wrong with me. Art and I haven't worked well together in the past, at least judging from the grades I used to have in middle school. Maybe a club will be different than an obligatory class. Jesus Christ, who knows? I tried to come up with something meaningful to ask about it, but to no avail. I'll just go to a club meeting and see how it goes. So I invited some people tomorrow just to check out your painting. He had a lot of art people friends. They like to talk about art. I think he wants me to talk about art with them. Somehow I get the feeling that you aren't too thrilled about it. Rin shrugs non-committally, but it still gives an impression of her general displeasure at the idea of having to discuss her painting, or any painting, with other people. I don't really like talking about art. It is already a way to talk without talking, so why bother talking about it? It's actually a pretty good point. I can understand that. It's like being bored and talking about being bored because you are bored. I'm not following you. No, that makes sense. When you vocalize you're bored, usually that means do something, entertain me. Have you ever talked about being bored? It's pointless and not very exciting. All you can really say about it is, I'm so bored, and it's true. I once spent a week trying to think of something meaningful to say about boredness. It was the most boring week I've ever had. But that's pretty fitting, don't you think? Rin gives me a look, a laconic kind that looks like it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just really can come up with anything to say about art. I mean, like this one you're doing now. I have no idea what to think about it, except that it looks nice. What is this painting about? It's not about anything at all. That's what I'd like to say. So I did. But that was a small lie. I said it anyway because I would kind of like it to be true. Teacher wanted me to do this, but I didn't have any ideas. I tried to have some, but nothing happened. So now this is painting without any ideas. But what are you painting then? No idea. Come to think of it, I think I'll call this No Idea. Ah, now I started thinking again. This is bad. She shakes her head vigorously for a while, trying to shake thinking out of her head. The amber red hair flies wildly around. This is why I had Emmy help me. She makes it easy to not think about anything. You know how she just talks about nothing for hours? It's like her head is made of bubblegum foam bath jelly. You are kind of the same, but not really. It's very helpful if you stay here. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. It's probably neither, with Rin being the overtly neutral person she is. So, is there anything specific you'd like me to do to make you not think? Just be. So, without knowing what I should do, I just sit on an empty box to watch her continue with the painting, idly leafing the pages of the beer-drinking book. Rin has a serene expression on her face, her dark green eyes hiding what she might think behind them. No, wait, she's supposedly not thinking anything, right? Right? She's quietly hums to a tune, interrupting every now and then with polite requests for more paint or another kind of brush. Her concentration is admirable, even though she seems to be sleep-deprived and under pressure to finish the job. Inch by inch, the painting gains more form, details being added on top of details, colors entwining with each other, feeling the empty spaces growing on top of each other. I find myself thinking about inspiration and motivation to create art again. Where does one get ideas? They don't come out of nowhere. And I don't think there are muses that magically inject some inspiration in your head. Ideas have an origin and a purpose. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Rin is lying about her mural, or at least twisting the truth. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. You can't do anything creative without having an idea of what you are going to create. That would go against the definition. Every stroke must be defined to be drawn, even if it's made at random. Then that too is a conscious decision. So her painting, even this one, must be based on having some deliberate goal or idea of what to paint. If Rin's idea is to have no idea, as she said, does that count as having an idea? A logical paradox. That seems to be Rin's modus operandi for most normal interactions. I drink.